I'm sure that we have something spicy this morning, don't we now, Emem?
Yes, we do. And it's about next of kin. Yes.
Issue.
And so Ireti Dora recently posted this, and I'm going to read through it. When filling the blank space for next of kin, let your first thoughts not be, who will inherit my stuff? Let it be, who is the one person who I would want to make life and death decisions on my behalf, should I be unable to do so for myself?
Yeah, yeah.
It gets why.
So it gets why.
Yeah.
So that it's a very big question, actually. And it also just leans towards trust. Who are the people in your environment, immediate environment, family members who you trust the most? A lot of people think of next of kin, especially on banking documents. They always think of money and property. But, you know, even in, well, when it comes to your medical records, emergencies, God forbid, you know, you're not there, who could help with your children? Those are the kinds of decisions that you have to really think about. It shouldn't just be default. That's my
Okay, so I also need to point out something quickly,
Yeah.
Mazino, before you go ahead and say
You're probably going to say what I'm about to say.
No. So people mistake who a next of kin is. Most people believe that your next of kin should be your spouse. But the truth is, next of kin by law is your closest living relative by blood, which excludes your spouse.
Excludes?
Yes, it actually excludes your spouse.
That's a new revelation. I didn't think of.
Yes, it actually
I was actually going to say something that's similar because I believe that we mistake next of kin for other things, one of which you have just actually noted. We don't really understand it. Personally, as a young man, my next of kin was always my brother. Funny thing is, we were never that close, but I just thought that it was standard. To be your brother. It was standard, but it's not. As a married person, I would think that it's my wife, just as you have seen, but you have said. But obviously, it might not seem so. But next of kin, by the way, is different from you having a will that determines what your estate or who your estate is going to go to. All of that.
Exactly.
We always think that next of kin document automatically means that if anything happens
to you, that's the next person.
Listen, I've got cousins who are still looking for their father's money with some big
not in Nigeria.
first generation banks.
It's actually documented that, of course, next of kin doesn't immediately mean that if, for instance, your wife is next of kin, it doesn't immediately mean that she'll have access to your funds in an account. You said there's a particular letter of administration?
Yes, there's a letter of administration, actually. So the thing is, in countries like the UK, and so in the UK, it's not legal. The next of kin is not recognized legally. But in the US, it is recognized legally, and in other countries, you know, as such. But in Nigeria, if you like, let your name be boldly written in cap locks
in the next of kin space.
If you don't, uncle, if you don't go through the legal process to get that letter of administration documents, that legally makes you that legal beneficiary, which of course has to do with two people, to this person's estates.
It's going to be so it's actually even worse off when there's someone's deceased in that arrangement.
So it only applies if there is a will.
Yes.
So if there is a will
and testament,
that legally, you know, recognizes you, or that clearly states that you are, you know, in charge of this person's estates in the course of in the case of a demise, then that is a legal binding document.
I wanted to even touch on that.
But in a case where there is no will, you better go and start.
I wanted to touch on that because, you know, that of course with the whole culture around, especially in some particular regions of the country, the culture is that family members hone in on their eldest son's property, etc., and the like. And a lot of men or male spouses have not put things in place to ensure that even if it's not their wife, their children are protected. So this is like is an outcry for those men out there, because we've heard too many stories.
I was just going to say,
too many.
As a married person, wherever you are, male or female, have you considered or reconsidered the documents that you signed before you got married? Because they actually took someone, a wealth expert, I don't know if you know Nimi Akinkube. Yeah, she actually said to me, have you done that? It was right after I got married. She said, okay, hi, congratulations. Now let's talk about your documents. Have you resigned those documents? Have you amended them to put your wife's name under some positions that you feel are relevant for her, that make her safe, you know, secure? And I just thought about it. Most people never do. Even after 30 years into marriage, they're like, nah, 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 nah.
Yeah, well, so, like, religion also comes into play here.
Of course.
Yeah. Because everyone's like, oh, no, God forbid, I'm not going to die.
The whole God forbid thing.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people really do not put that into consideration. But the truth of the matter is, you are just securing your family's future. Yeah. It's called security, financial security, so that tomorrow, because you never know. You as a wife might think, oh, I've got a beautiful relationship with my in-laws.
You know what else she said to me? She actually said that you're not too young to have a will. No one is too young to have a will. You actually should have it and have a lawyer sign it and have custody of it. Yeah. And your spouse should know where to find it. It's not the one that you're hiding it inside a grandfather clock or something like that, like in the old British movies and all. It should be accessible.
Exactly.
So don't be thinking that you're too young. Anything could happen.
Because
you just want to put all that in place.
Finance is one thing that, is quite, that financial literacy is one thing that's lagging amongst couples. Even that awareness is not there. So a lot of people, even couples, really do not even have these conversations about, how to safeguard their families.
I was actually thinking about the children understanding financial literacy as well. So if it's something that grows from secondary school, understanding financial literacy is so key, so that eventually when they do come into money, they understand how money works and what to do with it, how to secure their future, etc., etc. I wanted to touch on security for kids' education as well. There's so many companies out there that are doing that, so there's no excuse.
And then finally, so the question now is, who's your next of kin?
My next of kin, of course, is Jennifer Appeal. In any case, guys, let us know what you think.